it's Lauren here and welcome to my channel, or if you're already a subscriber, hello and thanks for coming back. So today I'm gonna be chatting all about pregnancy. So if any of you are pregnant, then you know this might be of some interest to you, or if you've had a baby and you've been pregnant, then yeah, it might be of interest to you too. But what I want to say first, just in case my husband or my mom is watching this and are literally having a heart attack right now, I'm not pregnant. I've had nearly a year of sleep deprivation, so honestly right now the thought of sort of being pregnant again or having another baby, not yet, no. I think I might die. So I'm definitely not preggers, but I just wanted to do a little chat about my pregnancy symptoms, just to kind of share with anyone who's pregnant out there or who's trying to get pregnant. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what my earliest signs were, kind of what made me think, oh, I might be pregnant. And then sort of different cravings and symptoms that I had later on in my pregnancy. So yeah, the reason I'm doing this is because Channel Mum, I've actually got a Channel Mum mug at the moment, which is filled with diluting juice because I don't drink tea or coffee. But anyway, yeah, they are doing a sort of little topic on, well, they're doing a lot of pregnancy. It's like pregnancy week, and they're covering loads of things to do with pregnancy. And they've got a video as well over on their channel, which should be up today. So it should be on there if you want to go and check it out. There's lots of different bloggers talking about their pregnancy symptoms, and yeah, it'd be lovely to hear what some of yours are. So yeah, I will tell you what mine were. So I have two children. I have two girls. I have Sophia, who is 3. She will be 4 in April, so she's nearly 4. And I have 11-month-old Sienna. So yeah, 2 baby girls. So the first sign of pregnancy with both my girls was to do with these, my boobs. They were like my telltale sign, because with both pregnancies, at the very beginning, my boobs got quite big, quite full, and very tender. Now they can get a bit like that just before your period, or before mine anyway, but they got even more tender and even sort of more full. So they were slightly sort of bigger. It was a bit more extreme than it would normally be. The other symptom that was really clear to me was extreme tiredness. I was so tired, exhausted. With Sophia though, it wasn't that obvious, because unfortunately at the time I was working a job. I used to work at ITN in London, and I was presenting Heat's Huge News on Heat TV, and I had to be up at 2 AM, and I used to get a taxi at, I think it was 2:30, and then I had to be in work at 3 in the morning. I used to live closer to London, so I used to get a taxi in the mornings. It was horrendous. So I was exhausted anyway, so I kind of just put it down to that. Because with Sophia, she was a bit of a surprise. She wasn't planned, so yeah, I didn't know at all that I was pregnant, or I wasn't trying. So I just thought initially the exhaustion was down to that. And I guess then the main telltale sign with Sophia was a missed period. And when it was more than a week late, that's when I did the test, because I started to be like, oh, okay, something, my period's late, my boobs are really big, and they stayed big. They'd been big for then like a couple of weeks, and I was like, this doesn't normally happen. So that was definitely a sign. And then the extreme tiredness. I mean, oh my goodness, I literally would come home from work and just collapse into bed. But yeah, starting work at 3 in the morning would do that to you anyway. So that was with Sophia. Then with Sienna, we had been trying for quite a long time. If you want to watch any of my trying to conceive story, I have done a vlog on that as well, talking about the fact it did take us a while, and I started to panic I wouldn't get pregnant. And actually, the week before I found out I was pregnant, I did do another pregnancy test, and it came back negative, because I was having similar symptoms. My boobs had got big, I was really tired, and my period was a few days late, and I did a pregnancy test and it was negative. So it just goes to show, if you get a negative pregnancy test, it doesn't always mean you're definitely not pregnant. Weirdly, that month I had ovulated late, and that's just why everything, my whole system was knocked off. So that's why it had come back initially as negative. So then I thought, oh, I'm not pregnant. Went to a wedding that weekend. I was drinking and everything because I was like, well, the pregnancy test said I wasn't. And I had a few drinks, but I just felt so tired. Usually at weddings, I'm the sort of person up dancing the whole night. But this time I was like, oh, I'm so tired. And the girl, my friend whose wedding it was, actually said afterwards, I thought you might be pregnant. Now I was really early stages and I didn't even know, but I also think I had already started to look a bit fuller around my tummy. Definitely with the second pregnancy, I showed much earlier. And I mean, I was only about 5 weeks or something when I found out, or maybe even earlier. So I couldn't have been that big, but definitely things just around my tummy felt a bit more full. I remember the dress I was wearing to the wedding, I didn't feel that great in or that comfortable in because I just felt really bloated. So yeah, the tiredness the second time with Sienna as well, and the boobs were other signs. So after a few days, I then thought, right, I'm just gonna do another test just in case. And it came back and said I was pregnant. And now Sienna's here. So those were my early pregnancy symptoms. And then once I knew I was pregnant, and from about, I think I probably started getting sickness from around 8 weeks or so. So at first you're sort of like, it was just the boobs and the exhaustion, which by the way carried on quite a while with me. I felt so tired for like most of the first trimester with both girls. With Sophia, I had really bad sickness. It wasn't even morning sickness, it was just sickness whenever, at some stage in the day, and it would come on so quickly. I literally would just be like, I'm gonna be sick, I'm gonna be sick. Bleh! Like, it was horrible. And I remember one time I was sick into like a cup or like a glass. I'd been drinking a drink. It's so gross, but I've been drinking a drink and it just came, the sickness just came over me so quickly. I literally just went because I couldn't even make it to the toilet. So yeah, it was not good when I was at work and you're not wanting people to know and you're like, I'm gonna be sick, I'm gonna be sick. So yeah, I was just suddenly making dashes to the toilet. People clearly thought I had some sort of issue and with the loo, or I had a funny tummy or something. With Sienna, I actually didn't have sickness, weirdly, but I had really bad nausea. And having had the two, I would choose sickness over nausea, because with sickness, you'd feel a bit sick, you'd feel a bit sick, you'd be sick, and then it got better. With nausea, it was just this horrible, nauseous, sick feeling. And I remember we were on holiday in France. It was pretty warm. It was 30 something degrees. And I just was like, I'm gonna be sick the whole way around. It was horrible. I just remember feeling so ill. But then I couldn't be sick. I was in the toilets like, bleh, trying to be sick, but couldn't. And I'm sure people in the cubicles beside me were like, what is going on with her? But that was actually horrible, the nausea and the tiredness as well. And the second pregnancy I think was worse, probably because I had a little toddler to run around after, whereas first pregnancy at least you can kind of sleep in the mornings. You're not up running around after another little person. In terms of cravings, I had, in both pregnancy, I really craved chocolate, which probably doesn't sound that unusual, but I was not a big chocolate person before I had Sophia, my first daughter. I was the sort of person that would happily skip a sweet. I would rather have a starter and a mains. I loved crisps. I used to eat bags and bags of crisps. And yeah, I really wasn't that fussed in chocolate. Then I became pregnant. Oh my word, I turned into such an alcoholic. No, definitely didn't turn into an alcoholic. Chocoholic. And in fact, I was such a chocoholic that I used to have a Mars bar for breakfast. I just couldn't get enough of them. So yeah, really had a bit of an addiction to Mars bars and chocolate generally. And to be honest, since that first pregnancy, that has lasted. And with the second pregnancy, I also craved chocolate. But now that I've had my two kids, still craving chocolate. I'm now such a chocoholic, and I used to never be, so I'm like, oh. But yeah, that definitely changed my taste buds. Apart from that, I didn't really have any other weird cravings. I didn't really eat anything bizarre. I didn't eat coal or anything. Although I have heard that actually, apparently you can get tablets, like cold tablets that are actually good for you. But if you're pregnant, it can help sickness, apparently. Sounds weird to me, but that's what some people say. But yeah, so I didn't really have any other weird cravings. Those are kind of my main like pregnancy symptoms. I can't think of anything else. Nothing really unusual, just the usual tiredness, sore boobs, sickness, nausea, and eating loads of chocolate. So what were your pregnancy symptoms? How did you know you were pregnant? Or was it only when you did a test? Or was there something else that made you go, I just know I'm pregnant? Were you like me? Did your boobs suddenly go, oh? By the way, they've totally shrunk back down again. Gutted. I really loved it. I'm like, oh, I might just have to get pregnant again just to get the boobs back. Yeah, let me know what your pregnancy symptoms were, your early pregnancy symptoms, and then maybe any cravings that you had. Did you have any weird cravings? Did you crave coal? What was it like? Did you eat actual coal? That would be weird. But yeah, please let me know all about your pregnancy symptoms. Also, I will put the link to the channel mum video below. I'll also put the link to my trying to conceive video. If you are trying for a baby, then that just gives you our story really of how long it took us and using ovulation tests and things like that. So you can check all that out. But thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, then please subscribe. If you like this video, like. Also, if you want to press the little notification button, that will let you know when I upload a new video. But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, I look forward to hearing all about your pregnancy symptoms. Bye.